Hey, it's Dr. Fred, TMT, Tuesday Morning Transformation. Today we're going to go over what's the most powerful question that you can ask yourself. 3 words. Who am I? Now, this was a question that not only I asked myself quite a long time ago, but one day I thought, if people could know God and have a relationship like I did and have faith, doesn't mean I lived a perfect life, okay? But have faith that God would take me through anything in life and I'm here for a sole purpose, then what would their life be like? And this became really powerful when I was watching my wife pass away. I went, oh my God, how do people do this? I don't know, because my faith is what carried me. I don't know how I would have got through it. My faith is really what carried me through. And so the thing is, when we ask, who am I? Then what's the next logical statement? I am statements, right? So hang on a sec. Well, let me check this out. So 20 years ago, 20 years later, this is where we are as a result of that question. So in Exodus 3:11, Moses goes to the mountain, right? He's speaking to the burning bush, and God says, you have to go to the Pharaoh. He says is, who am I that I should go? What a powerful question. So he's like, who am I? How many times out our sole purpose? Our sole purpose is calling us. We're like, who am I to do this? Right? So here we go through life, and if I was to ask you that question and say, ask that question yourself, who am I? Then what would we say? Well, we'd say, I'm cool, whatever you would say. I'm nice, I'm loving, I'm generous. You'd have all these qualities. But what did you say? What I am statements did you make when you were going through challenges? See, when I was 30, I got married. When I was 35, I got divorced. That felt like a failure. There was something that wasn't right. Then at 40, I get married again. At 44, I'm a widow. How many times have you ever said to yourself, I never thought I would be here? Right? So now I get first divorce, I get divorced, and then all of a sudden I'm renting a home. I went from having homes and property and toys, and now I rent a little condo, and I have a couch, a TV, my skis, my clothes, 1 fork, and 1 spoon, and almost 40 years old. I never thought I would be here. Then my wife passes away, I adopt her son, and now I'm in my 40s and I'm a single parent. Never saw that coming. But what do we say about ourselves? Now, there's many things that I've done in my life, trust me, I'm not proud of. Yet, if you were to ask me, tell me about your failures, I would say, well, is there really a failure if we learned something that taught us how to move forward on our soul journey? So the thing is, when you ask the question, who am I? What are those I am statements you're saying about yourself? Because we all do dumb things. Do you say, God, I'm stupid? See, I am is an identity statement. I am, it brings into existence. I am is very powerful words. It's God. You're speaking to your spirit. So if you do something dumb, which we're all going to do because we're human, then you say, oh man, I'm so stupid. Right? If you look in the mirror and say, I'm fat. See, whatever I am you say, that's what's coming to you. I'm so stupid, then stupidity is coming to you. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be careless. I am fat. All of a sudden, calories start coming in your life. Right? I am dyslexic. How about this one? I am tired. How many times do we get emotionally overwhelmed? Fatigue is more emotional than physical, and we say, I am tired. Well, guess what? Fatigue is one of the most common signs of disease. So we say, I am tired. Are we really setting ourselves up for disease? When I was young, growing up, I had 2 sisters. My older sister, Lisa, she did everything right, man. She became the corporate executive. She followed the rules. And I grew up with, why can't you be like your sister? Fortunately, I had a little bit of self-esteem. I'm like, I have way more fun than she does. So I don't want to be like her. So she's the corporate executive and follows the rules. I'm the entrepreneur, rule breaker. Hey man, when we were young, my mom would be tired, she wanted to take a nap, so she'd put me at 4 years old, my little sister at 2 years old, down for a nap. I'm like, you want a 4-year-old little boy that wants to run around the neighborhood to take a nap in the middle of the day? I don't think so. I'd pop the screen out, drop my little sister down there, we'd run around the neighborhood, I'd throw her back up in the window, and we'd get back in bed before my mom got up, right? That's the entrepreneur. Now, trust me, there's some rules that I did break that weren't in my benefit, May have caused myself and a lot of people some pain and eventually some attorney's fees, but that's another story. So, growing up, this was about 10 years ago, my mom grew up, Renee, my little sister, she was very creative. So Renee's dyslexic. No, she's creative. She actually became a great hairstylist and traveled around teaching people about color and stuff, right? So about 10 years ago, my mom's like, Renee's just like me, she's dyslexic. I'm like, Mom, can you just knock it off already? How many times do we take on that beliefs? How many times did that limit my sister's ability to learn? How many times? But fortunately she had a good self-esteem, so she always did what she wanted to do anyway. So how many times do we label people? Do we create I am statements? How many times are we so careless with I am statements for ourselves? Now when Moses says, who am I that I should go? God says, I will certainly be with you. Now, what if we could feel that presence, that support from God, the support from the universe, to know that we're on our soul purpose, to know that no matter what, we're going to get through anything. So then Moses comes along. First he says, where did he say? Oh, it's right here. Who am I? I will be with you. Who are you? If they ask who you are when I get there, I am who I am. See, that's God. Be careful about I am statements, right? Then he says, what if they don't believe me? He says, look in your hand. There's a staff, right? Just lay down that rod. And then he says, I'm slight of speech. He denies his sole purpose 4 times. And God says, I will be your mouth. So, 20 years after I asked that statement, here we are, you're more powerful than you think. And I have my name tag, right? These are my I am statements. I am. You are more powerful than you think is a healed 6-step system to finding God within yourself, clearing of your past, delivering your soul purpose. Just like Moses, he had to go in the desert for 40 years before he found his soul purpose. So H, honor God within yourself. I am a child of God. I am divine being. E, exercise love of yourself and others. I am loving and loved. A, accept forgiveness. I am forgiven. L, come into presence. I am joyful. E, establish your purpose and mission. I am living my purpose every day. D, deliver to the world. I am fulfilled. So what if we followed this system? 6 affirmations. I'm a child of God. I'm loved and loving. I am forgiven. I am joyful. I am living my purpose. And I am fulfilled. What if we did that every day? We breathed that in. We felt it in our body. Would we, when it came down to who am I, would that be a whole nother level of consciousness, awareness, and using your spirit as a reference point? So here you go, gang. You're more powerful than you think. You really are. Get into your spirit, get out of your mind, have spiritual thoughts, take the 18-inch journey. It's the longest, shortest journey of your life, from head to heart to spirit. And these affirmations will carry you through into many more great days. All right, love you. See you next week.